Hey everybody, welcome to Unscripted Real Estate Talk. Craig Lurch, eXp Realty, coming to you live from WWDB AM Talk Radio 860. You can always find me on Craig Lurch Selling 215 out on Instagram and Unscripted Real Estate Talk. Hey, great week coming up. We're going to count down to the time that the ball is going to hit the floor for the new year. You got 21 days to go. We have a great topic that is really, really touchy to a lot of people. We see a lot of advertisements on it. We all live with it daily, and we're going to have a great conversation. The topic today is insurance broker versus big box, the jingles, the mascots. Personally, we've got an awesome gentleman with us. We got Joe Rueter with us today from Rueter Insurance. He's been doing this for 45 plus years out in the Northeast in the Philadelphia area. Huge experience in all the assets of how to protect yourself that we're going to be talking about. He's the CEO of Rueter Insurance. Hey, Joe, thanks for coming out and spending time with us today, man.
Glad to be here. Thanks.
There you go. Pull that a little closer so we can hear you. All right. So, Joe, you were born in Philly, raised in Philly.
Yep.
There you go. So, and then you decided just to do insurance in Philly. Did you always just do insurance?
I think I got interested in insurance at Temple. Took a few courses freshman year and in risk management, and I just got drawn to it. So, actually went to school for it, which is a rare thing in insurance. Everybody has a different background, but I guess I liked it since being 18 years old.
There you go. My son has insurance, but he went through the risk school there. I guess is that the same school that's
yes.
at Temple?
Yes.
There you go. It's not an easy school. That is tough.
No, very competitive. Obviously, the students are very competitive, so everybody was there to take it serious.
There you go. That's the best part. So, all right. So here's one of the questions I always love to ask, especially you're from Philly. What do you love about Philly the most?
Obviously the cheesesteaks. I'm sorry, but
all right, I'm going to jump ahead then. Obviously the cheesesteaks. All right, so if you're going to pick the cheesesteaks, where's your favorite cheesesteak?
Oh wow, Pizza City up in the Northeast up there has always got a nice roll, and I really enjoy that.
What's that? That's right off of Academy Road, right?
Yeah, it's right off Academy Road.
Right by your office.
Yeah.
So your office is right over there by the Northeast Airport. You have all the planes coming in, going out, doing the touchdowns.
Yeah.
So.
And then there's Steve's on Conley Avenue.
Princess Steak.
Yeah.
Steve's Princess Steaks. People say that a lot. I'll say Pizza City was the first time. That's the first one. So.
Yeah. And then in Abington, there's the steak place on 611.
Steak and Hoagie?
Steak and Hoagie, really good.
All right. Do you feel the same thing when you travel for insurance conferences? Everybody says, talks about cheesesteak. Personally, I want to talk about the pasta, the marinara, and the Italian market. But everybody always seems to go to cheesesteaks.
Yeah, cheesesteaks. And, of course, they all have comment about our Philadelphia Eagles fans, and they consider them to be a little rude, and I think they're just passionate.
There you go. That's the tie-in. Everybody in Philly is one thing I can tell you. It has grit, it has passion, and it is definitely committed. We are in a city of brotherly love. We love ourselves, and I always say we don't live in the state of Pennsylvania. We live in the state of Philly.
Yeah.
We have our own snow globe.
Absolutely.
So, all right, one of the things we also like to talk about in Philly is we just had a chance to go out. We were taping for our Selling 215. Anybody follow us? Craig Lurch Selling 215. We just did some taping for our upcoming show to be airing in January. We were out. We had a chance to go visit McGillen's. Chris, the owner there, Chris Mullen, the longest consecutive alehouse in the city of Philadelphia. Since 1860. It's crazy. They got 30 different beers. I mean, I know your son loves going there with my son, Corey.
Yeah.
So.
It's tap beer is the best.
It's a mecca. And then we had a chance. We were out to see the saloon. We were out the Reading Terminal. So all places this holiday, if you're out, stop in. Tell them you heard about it on Selling 215, made in Philly. We love it. And one of the things I always do is did you know today is? Today actually is, and that's why I brought McGillen's up, is National Lager Day. So if you are listening to this, go to McGillen's. They have a great IPA that's there that Chris talks about. It's their beer. So I think Joey and Corey drink that all the time when they were there. Corey enjoyed it when we were doing the taste that was going on. But also, did you know today is, and you have a son named this, and I have a son named this, it is National Corey Day. Corey, doing a shout out to you. Hey, love you, man. Happy 30th birthday, you and Joey, your best bud, your son.
Yeah. Corey, my Corey obviously went to Ryan, but he's in Texas right now. So
I don't think he's going to hear us, but make sure you call him after this and wish him happy Corey Day and go from there. Huge month. We have coming, as I said, to the end of the year. This is a touchy time of the year. I always say, the goal or my 3 funnels are change lives, make money, and have fun. You can't change lives if you're not making money. Mother Teresa was the only one that ever did that I know of. But in changing lives, it's not just buying things, it's doing things. It's giving people a hug. It's doing the right thing. It's giving. Give to some charities. Don't just go out and buy presents. Just don't go out and spend money to get yourself in. Go help somebody that needs it. Even if spend the time with an older person. Do some cooking for somebody. Do something nice. This is the month of giving. We have 21 days left of it till the end of the year, till the ball drops. Get out there, try to do 21 days of giving and get out there. Because the more you give, the more you get. And it'll also make it fun and make it enjoyable for you. But all right, so let's get into some real estate talk. There's a lot of differences we see insurance all the time. We see advertisement all the time. We see Geico with a little thing over here and the mascot, and this is, you're a broker, so you can really write anything, hear anything, work anything. What's the difference of a broker versus going to a big house? Can you explain that?
I think a big house, obviously, they, basically you hear it, they say, how much you want to spend. So they put it in the computer and they come up with these coverages that come up to that premium. But when you kind of look at it, did you really get what you need? Are you protecting your assets? There's so much in insurance as far as the coverages go. Somebody asked me to quote it the other day, and of course, I was a higher end home, so I put all the bells and whistles in. Well, he says, I have this quote, but it turns out that half the coverages were, kind of not there. So my advice is understand the coverages you need, understand all of them, and buy, what you feel comfortable with to protect your assets.
It's not a one-stop, one-shop. I mean, when you're calling these big box companies and you're calling on a 1-800 number, you might not be getting an insurance person. You might just be getting a salesperson, and then they just punch the information in, or do they have to be licensed also, the person taking the phone call?
They have to be licensed if they're giving you advice. So,
okay.
But obviously they have a script, and they put it together. We kind of gather information, ask a lot of questions. It's not, we don't really quote right online automatically. We go back and spend some time with it. I usually actually go out and take a picture of the house and get myself familiar with it. So we kind of dive into it. And there's so many factors that go into rating the physical house, the age of the roof, the type of house that you have, number of bathrooms and stuff like that. So physically, there's a lot of things, and also there's a lot of things that they ask about you. They run credit history, and with the internet and AI, they probably learn more about you than you know.
So okay, let's get into the second. Let's have a conversation about a new buyer buying a home, getting homeowners for the first time. They can use, you can bundle things with, your car and all that stuff, but how does the process work for that buyer? Instead of just calling and going X into the computer, you're literally going to, pull their information and then get a variety of opportunities for them, correct?
Yeah, really we start with your real estate listing because it supplies a lot of information on the home, which is important. And then obviously we ask some questions. Bundling is a big thing, for instance. So although they're buying a home, you got a 20% discount on your home and your auto, or if you combine it. So you kind of have a little bit of more work from there. But you can put a homeowner's quote together very quickly, but to have a conversation and go through all the coverages that they might need. One of them, for instance, utility line service coverage. That's something new. you get something in the mail from your utility company to buy this coverage, and then it's so much of like 150 a year, but it's you can add it to your homeowners for about $20. And I actually had this experience in the last 3 weeks that my contractor threw a pipe, hit my pipe, and my pipe was broken. So submitted a claim and got paid in a week. So there's those.
So utility, we're talking about plumbing line.
Plumbing line, gas line, stuff like that go into your house. So
Okay.
that's typically not covered. So everybody's selling this utility line service coverage now.
And you're telling me $20 a year?
That's what mine was.
Well, so let's say for less than 50, you're 1/3 of whatever it is. You have whatever your deductible is, but I mean that'll cover your gas line coming in. That'll cover your water line coming in. I'll let anything utility line.
Utility line services definition. So, but even my contractor crushed the pipe, but we weren't unaware where that pipe went. By the way, we called the utility company. They marked out front, but they didn't mark out back. So, in all fairness, he wasn't aware of where it was.
Yeah, and in some of the older neighborhoods, like out in the suburbs in Bucks County, and especially back in that Rideau area that had the septics and they change and then they run down the hills through another person's easement. So those things all take place. What do you think about the idea? I know that we've been suggesting a lot to, I really like that. I'm going to make sure I tell all the buyers about that, that we're working with in selling homes, and all my present sellers by the way. But we're getting the buyers as we're buying the homes to do a sewer line check. So the question is, if the seller has that warrant, has that on their insurance, and the buyer buys the property or is buying the property, and through their inspections, they find that there is an issue or a break in the line or a disconnect or something, would that cover it? Probably.
Yeah, if they have a broken pipe or it's cracked or something has to be repaired, so they would just, submit it. So.
Wow, that is, you know what? Bing, bing, bing. This is why I like doing this show. I learn so much all the time. This was something that I didn't know. So, go ahead. You want to finish on something?
No, that's...
that is awesome.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you for sharing that. Number two, let's talk about roofs. Buyers buying a house. Just had a buyer do it the other day. We know the home inspector said the roof's got about 5 years left of life. It was a 25-year warranty roof on the shingles.
Yeah.
They have paperwork that showed it was 18. The insurance company came out, I guess, with a drone or whatever they do or whatever, and they're like, "Yep, nope. You either put a new roof on in 30 days or we're dropping you."
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of roof claims. People don't find out they have a bad roof until it starts leaking, and everybody's like, "Okay, I got a claim here." So you do have a claim. But at the same time, the insurance companies obviously have paid to replace a lot of roofs, and it's the claims are kind of catching up. So what they started doing is, if your house is more than 12, 15 years old, they'll start to put what they call actual cash value on your claim. So instead of getting $10,000 to buy a brand new roof, they give you $5,000 because they're going to depreciate the fact that it's 10 or 15 years old. And they're also putting separate deductibles on your roof, which could be $5,000, $10,000. So it's a big incentive to start to take a look at your roof. But, if you get a contractor out there to give it an inspection, take it to the insurance company and, try to do whatever you can not to have actual cash value.
In one of the increases that I hear a lot of people, and I've heard about this out there, is the wind insurance increase, especially in the Philadelphia. Here, like 95% of all the homes are getting a small increase, whether it's 1% to 3%, just because they call it the trade wind thing, or whether it's a BS clause. I don't know what it is, but it actually deals, I guess, with the roof part. But are you seeing that's happening a lot in the increase of that for the wind?
Yeah, so the industry calls it weather-related claims. It could be, storms coming through, rain-driven, wind, a lot of factors, but it's bringing up the cost of insurance. And as you know, the weather has changed drastically in the last few years. So there's a lot of weather-related claims. So that's brought up the cost. So they're reacting to it. So yeah, the rate increase in homeowners has been significant over the last couple of years. So taking a close look at everything, a lot of people are just raising their deductible a little bit. You can.
What do you find the average? Okay, what do you find the average deductible? I know that it deals with price points because I know that sometimes after you break $1 million in a house, or it has to be X or whatever it might be. But on the average home, let's say the average sale prices in the area, I think it's $359 is the median price. What is what is that deductible? What are a lot of people carrying? Do you see?
So obviously, with a lot of other factors coming into your premium, if you have a $350,000 home, you might have a $1,800, $2,000 premium. So going from $1,000 to $250 may only give you back $150. I find that the higher value homes, obviously, they start to show a significant savings by going to a deductible. But the biggest thing is if you have a water damage claim, and insurance companies do not like that. They look negatively, especially if you could have prevented it. Mm-hmm. So they're asking, a lot of people are asking the water detection systems to put it in. And so if you start I've had clients that had 2 or 3 water damage claims, and they became uninsurable, but mm-hmm. They had to stay with the company they were with. But they threw a deductible on, and to them, because they were paying a higher rate, a higher premium, it was significant, but not putting that claim in. So if you have a $2,500 claim, you have to think twice before you put it in.
They're going to get their money back one way or the other.
Yeah, over the next 2 years, they're going to get it back. So, so be wise. Be cognizant of if you have issues, pipes freezing, take care of them in the winter. Get your roof checked out every once in a while to see if there is any damage, or just look at it. And a friend of mine has a drone, so every once in a while he'll fly it for me on a couple of properties just to check that out. So, but so roofs are the big issue this year, and it's affecting your ability to get insurance and/or the type of coverage you're going to want.
Here's a question: Hot water heaters, home inspectors typically say the life is 8 to 12 years. 10 to 12. I mean, I go into houses that are 15 years old and stuff like that. Are insurance companies looking at that now? Is how old is the hot water heater? Because they know it's a time bomb, and if they don't have that water thing under there, it's a $1,500 item to do a 30-gallon or a 45-gallon. Are they happier if you put the Insta-Hot up because it's not storing all that extra water and it has the shut-off in the case it blows? Are they giving you anything for that?
There's a credit behind it, but for the higher value homes, it's kind of a mandatory thing. Because, I've had a lot of claims, like people down the shore, they're not there during the winter, and they let somebody use it and they forget to shut the water off, and pipes freeze and water goes on for days. Well, you're looking at $250,000 in a claim. So having that stuff really helps keep the costs down and prevents claims. So yes, you do get a little bit of credit, but sometimes it's kind of a mandatory thing on the higher value homes. So that's the difference of working with you versus just somebody you're getting on the internet. That's like in the mortgage world. I say, look, I'd rather be working with a mortgage person that knows the area versus somebody that doesn't understand what a townhouse or a condo is. They think because the walls are touching each other, there's a homeowners association, and it doesn't. This is just people from California and Minnesota or whatever they're underwriting from that they don't know it. And one of the things that I find is that with the insurance part, get educated. You're there educating them. And I say to the mortgage guys too, deal with a person with boots on the ground. You're boots on the ground. You know the movement. You've seen this marketplace, and you can give advice. You're a consultant more than just selling something. Yes, you're going to get paid on the premium. But again, after all the years of experience and then the leverage that you have in the company, I think Joey's helping you and stuff, you guys are just giving customer service, which is really the key to your business. Yeah, I mean, renewals come up, and we, take a look at it and say, hey, we need to market this. And typically, right now, I'd say over the last 2-3 years, it's almost like we've marketed every account because the rate increases and things change. And if you're not updating all the discounts that are possible, you're missing out. So we have a checklist. We try to make sure that everything's taken care of, and you can even change within the own insurance company that you have. So if I have ABC Company, they literally have 5 different companies behind the scenes with different rating structures, and they tend to renew. They tend to get a 7 or 8% increase, and so sometimes they want to be competitive on some new stuff, so they're creating a new company with a different rating structure. So we have literally changed, requoted like it's a new quote with the same company to bring down the cost. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes with all the rates.
As you're talking about the discounts, first of all, I love the idea about the utility insurance. So mark that down, everybody. Go look at that. Talk to your insurance broker. If you want to get your insurance reevaluated by somebody, Joe's perfect. Joe, if somebody wanted to reach out to you, how are they going to reach out to you? What number do they call you on? How do they get you?
Our number is 215-637-8225. That gets us to the main office. I'm sorry, 8223 is the main office. 8225 is my direct line, which is fine. I take all calls.
There you go.
So, but Joe Rueter at RueterInsurance.com, Joe Rueter at Comcast.net. And we obviously have a web page with
Rueter Insurance.
Yes.
There you go. So fantastic. So we're going to do that again later on to remind everybody. But hey, Joe he'll reevaluate. He'll tell you what you need to know. He might be able to save you, your family, a bunch of your relatives, a bunch of insurance. Let's talk about an interesting insurance part I heard. And then I know that it actually goes into some discounts also. If you're in a crime area, I understand there's the city and different parts are now being rated as an A, a B, and a C. And if you are, your insurance goes up due to crime. And alarm systems, hardwire, especially smoke, carbon monoxide. Let's talk about that. How does the insurance company look at that?
Well, we include that all in our application. You get little credits for all that stuff, and also it qualifies you. It's mandatory now. And are the rates going up in Philly? It is. And a lot of the older homes are going into what they consider the E&S market, which is a surplus lines market. And the rates are not great, and the coverages are
because of the age of the house and the replacement, or because of the crime, or just because
age of the house, age of the roof. You might have a vacant house, you may have a house under construction that's in poor. So you have to go to these specialty markets, and it's always usually on actual cash value, basic perils, not all risk, and they're taking away a lot of coverage. They could take away vandalism, the higher wind. They all may put out a limitation on the roof type coverages on these older homes. So, if your house is updated, no problem getting insurance in Philly, but you're still subject to how the company's been performing in the Philadelphia area because the rates are generated territorially wise. It's a shame, but I have all clients. I haven't had a claim in 10 years. Why are my rates going up? Well, because the general area is going up, and insurance is a bunch of people coming together to share the risk, actually. So, it's a lot of factors, and where your rates are going up because you are in Philly. Your rates are going up because your roof is.
And also the state of Pennsylvania. I mean, I think the insurance companies have to go to the state to get across the state raise, and it doesn't matter who, what, where, what part of the state you get a percentage of a raise. Then I think something went in the past 6 to 12 months, something like that. Somebody was mentioning that to me the other day.
A lot of things affecting it. Litigation's the biggest thing. There's actually some large carriers right now not willing to write umbrella policies because the litigation is getting outrageous. What used to be a $25,000 slip and fall is now $250,000. You've got equity firms coming in to help the attorneys finance a claim to draw it out further because they know if it goes into court, they're going to get more money for it. So,
tell me more about what I heard about that. So, you have joint venture companies coming into attorneys and paying for the billboards and things like that, saying, call us, call us, call us. We get this. They're getting marketing money, and then they're getting claims, and then they're getting a piece of the action for being the money cash to help grow these lawyers.
Yeah, the lawyers are just subsidizing to draw the claims out a little bit longer. So, and
You're taking a
obviously,
gamble. It's like playing with the
yeah,
betting an MGM.
yeah. I mean, that's only part of it. The fact that if somebody has an accident and it's not in the city of Philadelphia, but somehow they're connected to the city of Philadelphia, you can get jurisdiction in Philly, and everybody tries that. So the courts are kind of backed up, and people just get frustrated with the process, and they're, unfortunately, their jury and judge are, awarding some big numbers these days.
That's crazy. Yeah, okay, so in closing up here, what's the best advice you have for somebody who's a new home owner or somebody who is a homeowner about their homeowner's insurance, about insurance and all, that you, over 45 years, the best advice somebody that you can give?
Obviously, taking care of your house and keeping the great upgrades going. Try to prevent any type of water damage or roof damage, because once that's on the books, it stays with you for 5-6 years, and you're just going to wind up paying a lot. They're also going to inspect now, so keeping your house up to date. And of course, taking care of things, making sure that, the water's shut off during the winter, taking a look at your roof, doing stuff like that. Your credit score is a big item. I was rating a policy the other day, and I had multiple families, and I got the wrong wife mixed up with the homeowner, but we wound up rating it up, and when we corrected it, they were about the same age, but one had a better credit score, and the auto premium was like $2,500 less.
Woof.
I'm not $250 less.
There you go. All right. If anybody's interested, please reach out to Joe Rueter, Rueter Insurance. Thank you for following us always. Craig Lurch, eXp Realty. Remember, as I always say, go out and change a life. You never know whose life you're going to change. By helping somebody, it might be yours. Be well, be blessed. Look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. Thanks again for coming and visiting, Joe.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here.
And that's how you do it.